Tonight, National Judicial Council empanels 15 committees to investigate allegations of misconduct against judicial officers in federal and state courts. Correspondent examines causes of queues at filling stations despite the product being sold above regulated prices and its effects on prices of goods and services. Causes, prevention and management of head and neck cancer in focus. Plus, updates from the world of entertainment and sports. This is the Nigerian Television Authority, NTA ILORIN News Tonight. Good evening and welcome. I am Kehinde Omolosho. The Court of Appeal in ILORIN has reaffirmed the judgment of the lower court confirming Honorable Kayode Tijani as rightful candidate of the All Progressives Congress, APC, to represent Ofa, Onyu and Irekodun Federal Constituency in the 2023 election. Abdulafiz Alaya, who was at the court proceeding, reports that the appeal by Tajuddin Abioye was dismissed by the appellate court for lack of competence. Details will come in a subsequent bulletin. The National Judicial Council has empaneled 15 committees to investigate allegations of misconduct against judicial officers of the federal and state courts. A statement by the Director of Information, Soji Oye, says the decision is sequel to the submission of recommendations of 3 preliminary compliance assessment committees which considered 66 petitions forwarded to them by the Council from all over the Federation. The Council, however, dismissed the petitions against 51 judicial officers of the federal and state high courts for either lack of merit, being sub judice, or being matters for appeal. The council meeting chaired by the Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Olukayode Ariwola, was formally presented with a reviewed judicial information technology policy which established the general requirements and responsibilities for the Nigerian judicial systems and information. The council took notifications of retirement of 16 judges and death of a judge from the federal and state high courts. Kwara State Governor Abdurrahman Abdulrazak has sworn in 2 new commissioners and a special advisor amid a minor cabinet reshuffle. He admonished the appointees to be committed to serving the people. Radat Ibrahim reports.
The newly inaugurated commissioners are Sahadat Modibo Kawu and Abubakar Sadiq Ibrahim. The governor also swore in Abdulrazak Jida as the new special advisor on special duties. Governor Abdurrahman Abdulrazak called on the appointees to spend every minute on making life more worth living for the people. The popularity his administration enjoys, according to him, is anchored on the impact it has made in key sectors. Cabinet returnee Sahadat Modibo Kawu got the education portfolio, while Abubakar Sadiq Buhari is to man the Ministry of Communications. The governor also announced a minor cabinet reshuffle involving 5 commissioners.
As an administration, our selling point is the impact we have made in key sectors of the society. Our election campaign is therefore anchored on verifiable achievements that we have.
Abubakar Sadiq Buhari, who spoke on behalf of the new appointees, appreciated the governor for the trust in their abilities and promises to give their best. Radat Ibrahim, NTA News.
Despite efforts by government and international donors to end the menace of HIV/AIDS, the disease remains a major public health issue that affects millions of people worldwide. Abdulafiz Alaya takes a look at access to HIV tests and treatment in Kwara State as the world marks 2022 AIDS Day.
As at year 2021, WHO data reveals that over 38 million people are living with HIV, with 1.9 million of them being Nigerians. While some categories of people, especially women and children, are said to be marginalized in terms of access to HIV/AIDS care and treatment, Dr. Suleiman Kuranga says the situation is better in Kwara State.
If you are pregnant, even in the course of your treatment, you will be given free treatment until you deliver. And there's some medication that will be given to the child immediately at birth if the mother is positive for HIV infection. So this one will limit the rate at which it's been transmitted to the patient.
Yusuf Animasan, the coordinator of people living with HIV in Kwara State, says the carriers are getting the deserved attention from relevant authorities and wanted more people to get tested and know their status.
All my neighbors have access to treatment because the drug is free, and occasionally they make sure they release some sort of support to people living with the virus in terms of food and nutrition.
We appeal to the people of Kwara State to understand that HIV is a disease like any other disease, and that if the people are positive, they should come out. Keep on living, your drugs are free, live a full life.
with only 8 years to the 2030 goal of ending AIDS as a global AIDS threat. How realistic is the projection in Kwara State?
It is very realistic, and a lot is being done. Those who are already positive, we ensure that we give them the complete complement of care, ensuring that they live an optimal life and that virus is not spread again. And we ensure that HIV/AIDS, we get rid of it totally from our community here.
Experts are of the opinion that end to stigmatization and equal access to HIV treatment will help fast-track the elimination of the disease in line with the theme of this year's World AIDS Day, equalizing to end HIV/AIDS. Abdelafiz Alaya, NTA News.
Head and neck cancer is the 6th most common cause of cancer-related deaths in West Africa, while the 10th in Nigeria, with little concern on sensitization according to World Health Organization. Aisha Abubakar Yaya takes a look at causes, prevention and management of head and neck cancer, as well as other diseases related to that region of the body.
There are about 100 types of cancer which pose a threat to human lives, such as breast, lung, skin, prostate, and head and neck cancers. Head and neck cancer is, however, the 6th most common type of cancer in the world that develops in the upper throat of man. Experts say it is caused mostly by alcohol consumption, smoking, family history, age factor, oral hygiene, and exposure to radiation, among others.
Some have also blamed the consumption of stored ungutted fish. Okay, we use it a lot in our culture. We store fish, we don't ungut the fish. Now it's then we smoke it. Now the smoking helps to concentrate some substances which in the end cause a particular kind of cancer, and that cancer is common in our environment. It's called cancer of the nasopharynx.
A specialist of ears, nose and throat with the University of Ilorin Teaching Hospital, Professor Suleiman Alabi, who has led series of head and neck cancer surgery, listed sore throat and ache in the head as some of the basic symptoms of the disease.
The cancer centers are far in between. There are less than 20 as I speak with you, and then there is need for each political zone in the country to have at least 3 to 4 cancer, because the waiting time is quite long. By the time they start treatment, the cancer must have spread to other vital areas, and then they may not get the adequate things that are needed. Sensitization
by experts is also gradually gaining momentum to nip in the bud the alarming rate of the scourge. Aisha Abubakar Yahaya, NTA News.
Having the fear of Allah with contentment as well as showing gratitude to Him have been described as some of the attributes of a true Muslim. Imam Ismail Olawuwo gave the admonition during the Jumat service at Al Memorial Central Mosque, Tanke, Ilorin. Mohammed Hassan has details.
Delivering the sermon, Imam Ismail Olawuwo said demonstrating the act of ungratefulness is not a reflection of a true Muslim, hence the need to be thankful to Allah at all times. The cleric advised worshippers not to concentrate on worldly affairs, stressing that all acts will be accounted for on the Day of Judgment. He said Allah promised to multiply the blessings of those who were grateful and torment the people who fail to acknowledge His blessings. He thereafter led the congregation in the observance of the 2 rakat prayers. Some worshippers are convinced the sermon has changed their orientation about life.
Wealth, prosperity, success, riches has been apportioned by Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You cannot exceed what Allah has apportioned for you, and no one can decrease whatever Allah has apportioned for you.
Learned that we should be contented for whatever Allah has bestowed upon us. We should never be covetous to have everything.
That whatever we acquire in this life, we are going to leave it.
Even though we've achieved in life, we should always think about death and also know that at any point in time we can also die.
The prayer was attended by worshippers from Tanke and its environs. Mohammed Azan, NTA News.
News Tonight will go on a break to be back with more reports. Stay tuned.
Checkers custard no hard to make. Just mix the custard powder with small water or pour water wey just boil. And as you dey stir am, e go come dey thick. Checkers custard dey smooth and the smell dey totori. Enjoy am with akara, masa, moi paste or even plantain.
Mommy, that ready?
Make you go for correct custard where they nourish body. Better custard for everybody for the family. Checkers. Now correct custard be that.
Welcome back. Despite selling petrol at their chosen but far above regulated price in Ilorin, there are still long queues at the various filling stations that are dispensing the product, a situation that has taken toll on market prices of goods and services. Olajide Bello, in this report, examines the cause of the long queues in spite of the fact that petrol stations are selling at various exorbitant prices.
Situation at some filling stations within Ilorin metropolis where petrol is dispensed is chaotic. The double-lane queues at times cause obstruction of free flow of traffic, thereby leading to violation as some vehicles resorted to the use of one-way. The increase in price of petrol has also jacked up transport fares. Sulaiman Omotosho is a commercial motorcycle operator of more than 3 years. He knows post office to Kwara Polytechnic like the palm of his hands.
Some stations now sell between 250 to 270, and this has affected our business.
Last 2 days I bought the Ford and it was 180 per liter. I heard the news this morning that some filling stations are selling it 250 per liter, but I'm not sure because I did not buy any.
The stress is too much. The transportation fares has been increased. Likewise, so thank you very much. Like yesterday, the place we bought for yesterday was 255.
My journey to the office of the Independent Petroleum Marketers Association office to get information on how much they load the product from the depot was futile. But when I was about to lose hope, the NNPC Executive Vice President downstream, Adeyemi Adetunji, cleared the grey.
We currently have a national PMS stock of over 2 billion liters. This is equivalent to over 30 days sufficiency.
Programmed vessels and trucks to fast-track loadouts from the depots has been set in motion. The exercise, according to NNPC, has been monitored closely, and 24 hours operation in depots and designated petrol stations has equally commenced to keep the nation wet with petroleum products. Olajide Bello, NTA News.
And moving on to entertainment news, popular singer Akibi Ahmed, known as Bella Shmurda, has revealed his reasons for joining the music industry and how he worked so hard to attain fame. Peace Olanrewaju has more from the world of entertainment.
According to Bella Shmurda, he strived to keep his unique sound in the music space since the first surfaced in 2020, as he came from humble families with sad stories. The singer said he had to work extremely hard to change the storyline and win the battles his parents never won. He further appreciated his family and everyone who have contributed to his growth. Multi-award-winning Nigerian music star Flavour has returned with his year-ending tune he calls Game Changer. The song, according to him, is a declaration of gratitude to God for his achievements in life. One of Nigeria's biggest record labels, Marvin Records, have released their highly anticipated compilation album Chapter X in celebration of their 10th anniversary. According to Marvin Records, Chapter X is a 10-song Afrobeat genre project that combines the talents of all Marvin new generation artists in one explosive Afropop masterpiece. Peace Olarewaju, NTA News.
Nigeria began the pursuit of a 2024 ICC T20 World Cup spot with a win over Mozambique in the Africa Sub-Region B qualifiers at the Ganhanga Cricket Stadium, Kigali, Rwanda. Olufemi Olaleye is our guide on Sports Update.
The Yellow Greens won their opening game against Mozambicans by 8 wickets after 87 runs in 13.5 overs and dropping 2 wickets in the process. Meanwhile, Mozambique recorded 86 runs in 20 overs and dropped 8 wickets. Nigeria won the toss of the match and elected to field first, thereby chasing the Mozambican score in the second innings. Also, Spain progressed through to the World Cup last 16 on Thursday despite a 2-1 defeat by Japan, who remarkably won Group E on a roller coaster night. We saw 4-time champions Germany eliminated. Spain and Germany ended on 4 points each, but Spain progressed on goal differences. Morocco also secured a spot in the World Cup knockout stage after they beat Canada 2-1. Also, 2022 West African Sitting Volleyball Championship about to kickstart with teams expected to arrive in Nigeria on December 10, 2022. The Nigerian Para-Volley Federation has disclosed. According to the schedule released by the Federation, the technical meeting for participating teams will hold on December 11, while the Para-Beach Volleyball will be launched in Nigeria on December 12. With sports updates, Olufemi Olale, NTA News.
Sports update concludes our package on News Tonight. Good evening.